Next, Christopher Bosey added, and Meghan published, quote, Samantha had her account suspended, end quote. Next quote, and then we actually sent Twitter a list because she had like 11 additional accounts. And yeah, we were baffled by this, end quote. Series, Season 1, Episode 5, semicolon, 30:20. Next complaint. In truth, Samantha originally had only one original Twitter account, and she was not part of the spreading of alleged misinformation. She was, however, the victim of hacking and individuals creating imposter accounts. As a result of the hacking and imposter accounts, she was forced to make her own other accounts when trolls of Meghan literally took over her one original account. The suspension of her account, which is impliedly due to statements about Meghan, in reality was a short, in quotes, freeze because of Samantha's endorsement of ivermectin. Others, unknown and unbeknownst to Samantha, had created other accounts in Samantha's name. She was not suspended because of the alleged misinformation that was spread about Meghan and attributed to Samantha's name and account. The implication of the statements said in the series, produced and edited by Meghan through her own words and hand-picked interviewees, were incredibly damaging and dangerous. In this regard, the series falsely accused Samantha to be a member of a hate group which was about race, and even used the N-word. The statements demonized Samantha. The series is a porte-voix for Meghan, used to reach millions of people, many of whom use the series to cause the formation of their negative opinion of Samantha and begin their own hate-filled smear campaigns, which actually rose to the level of death threats against Samantha. Meghan and the series intentionally and purposefully denied the truth that a relationship existed between Samantha and Meghan, going so far as to deny the existence of a relationship between Samantha and Meghan since they were younger, living in the same home under their father's roof or adjacent to it. The series undermined Samantha. It both directly stated and implied that everything Samantha was saying or had said was a lie by a stranger attempting to take an unfair and dishonest effort to capitalize on Meghan's fame, and to do so by vaulting a false narrative to the public that Samantha was Meghan's half-sister and that they were close prior to Meghan dating Prince Harry. And there they have it. The spill is called Price Harry. You're still thinking of money. Then Meghan continues to participate in and perpetuate the lies around her family and upbringing, and where Meghan could have set the record straight, she did not. Instead, Meghan continues the hurtful lies being told about her sister, Samantha, lies that have defamed Samantha and the negative fallout that has therefrom occurred. Harm was caused. Meghan's prevarications were greatly injurious to Samantha because it caused a public reaction. Samantha lives in a small Florida city, Lakeland, where she is well known. Moreover, she is known because she is the sister of Meghan, who enjoys great fame, wealth, and prestige. Meghan is a celebrity with a huge fan base, which includes extremists. When Meghan repeated over and over the same false narrative of not knowing her sister and the two of them not being close, she instilled anger in her fan base against Samantha by a significant part of the population of Lakeland. Suddenly, with Meghan's lies emotionally connected, fans turned against Samantha, believing that she was an imposter who was distant from her younger sister. Samantha was made out to be a greedy and dishonest opportunist when people believed that she had no relationship with her sister and that Samantha was attempting to cash in on her sister's success and fame. All the false remarks in the Oprah Winfrey interview and Netflix series around Samantha were false, whether said directly by Meghan or others at her obeisance. Stated with full knowledge that her statements she was saying were false. All the statements by Meghan were said with malice, in that she knew that they were false, and she also knew they would cause harm to her older sister Samantha. Moreover, the publication of defamatory statements in this case was a worldwide scale by a celebrity, Meghan. By virtue of Samantha's relation to her half-sister, the public took an interest in Samantha. The false and malicious statements above caused substantial, irreparable prejudice, injury, and harm to Samantha's reputation, to a substantial, sizable, and appreciable part of Samantha's community, and caused her great anxiety and emotional distress. As a direct result of Meghan's false and defamatory statements, and those which were not hers, but which she published by her, Samantha received hateful emails and messages on a regular basis, and her reputation has been so damaged that she has been unable to work in her profession as a mental health counselor. The dangerousness of the false narrative can be seen in the fact that Samantha sought and obtained an, in quotes, injunction for protection against stalking, in quotes, in Polk County, Florida, against one of Meghan's overzealous fans. Next, all predicate acts which were required to have been done, or the requirement has been waived. Count 1, defamation. Samantha avers the allegations in paragraphs 1 through 64 above and incorporates them by reference as though they were fully restated in this count. Utilizing her power as the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan made, published, and disseminated false statements about her half-sister, Samantha, with the intent to spread these statements across the globe. As a consequence, the false and defamatory allegations and statements, Samantha was subjected to an incomprehensible amount of public scrutiny. On a regular basis, Samantha receives hate messages and suffers emotionally from the worldwide hatred, contempt, and ridicule she was forced to endure. As described above, the statements made by Meghan were false, and at the time the statements were made, Meghan had actual knowledge that these statements were false. Disregarding the truth and veracity of her statements, Meghan has repeatedly and continuously published false and defamatory statements regarding Samantha. To this day, Meghan continues to contact the media in order to further spread these blatant lies across the globe. The false and defamatory statements have prejudiced, harmed, and injured Samantha's reputation, and she is exposed to hatred, ridicule, and contempt by the public daily. Moreover, because of the malicious statements, Samantha has also suffered injury to her occupation as a mental health counselor. The statements made by Meghan was the direct and proximate cause of Samantha's harm, and taken together have caused Samantha to suffer actual damage in the form of harm to occupation, as well as emotional and mental distress, including anxiety and fear due to threatening and violent emails and messages she receives on a regular basis from the public, and the permanent harm caused to her reputation and credibility. Wherefore, the plaintiff, Samantha Markle, asks that this court grant a judgment for compensatory damages, punitive damages, costs, and such further and other relief as this honorable court may deem just and proper. Count 2, defamation by implication. Samantha avers the allegations in paragraphs 1 through 64 above and incorporates them by reference as though they were fully restated in this count. It's not just the words Meghan used, but also how she crafted her false narrative that causes damage to Samantha. Not accomplished by direct statements about Samantha alone, but also in Meghan's juxtaposition of lie and fact and the surgically precise omission of truth that, like the spider and the fly, weaves Meghan's false narrative and injures Samantha, encapsulating the unsuspected listener in the gossamer web of fiction spun by Meghan. Meghan went to great lengths to silence the truth by impugning and damaging the character of Samantha because Samantha knew the truth of Meghan's past. One can look at any of the above statements from either the interview and the series and see how these statements damage and defame Samantha's character by the juxtaposition of Meghan's lies with the facts to imply Samantha is a liar, untruthful, fame-seeker, racist, and only out to hurt Meghan to make an unearned and unworthy name for herself. Meghan intentionally and knowingly omitted facts. Meghan's false statements created a defamatory implication that Samantha had no relationship whatsoever with her sister and that Samantha was creating a lucrative career selling false stories to the tabloids and television programs. Meghan engaged in such defamatory by implication conduct knowingly, intentionally, and with actual malice, fully aware that she was doing such with the plan to damage, injure, and harm Samantha's reputation and credibility. The defamatory by implication statements, in fact, severely damaged Samantha by prejudicing, harming, and injuring her reputation and credibility, and exposing her to hatred, ridicule, and contempt in her business, reputation, and occupation. Samantha has suffered actual damages in the form of lost employment, lost income from sales of her autobiography, emotional and mental distress, including anxiety and fear due to the threatening and violent emails and messages she receives regularly, and harm to her reputation and credibility. Wherefore, Samantha M. Markle asked this court to enter a judgment for compensatory damages, punitive damages, costs, and for such further and other relief that this honorable court may deem proper. Demand for trial by jury. The plaintiff, Samantha Markle, hereby demands a trial by jury on all issues so triable. And she has 1, 2, 3 attorneys from the Tickton Law Group at 270 Southwest Natura Avenue, Deerfield Beach, Florida. And their telephone number is 954-570-6757. And that is Samantha's complaint. And my feeling